Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to another episode on Jay of All Trades. Today I'm here in my back entrance, and as you can see everything through this window on my entrance door. And I want to change that. I want to get some more privacy here, and in order to do that I need to put some frosted film on here. So to get started, I'm actually going to remove all these screws around this grid, because behind this grid is just one big glass. And so I'm going to remove all the screws all the way around, and I'm going to pull this grid right off, and I'll be able to access that glass. Just keep in mind that these pieces are exposed to a lot of heat during the summer and a lot of cold during the winter, so there's a lot of expansion and contraction taking place. So you just want to finesse these pieces because they can get brittle over time. Alright, so now we're going to take a look around the door, and as you can see on the inside there's insulation there, and so that indicates that this is an entrance door and it's designed for winter and it's designed for energy conservation. And so here we're going to actually clean this entire glass. As you can see, it's just one piece, and we're going to prep it, we're going to remove those stickers, and we're going to get this thing started. So here I've got a mini razor blade scraper, and this thing is just great. It's designed by Stanley, and I'm going to include a link in the description so you guys can go out there and purchase it. But it's really great for removing stuff like stickers or any sort of hard to remove stuff on glass or flat surfaces. I've actually found it very handy in removing registration stickers off the glass on your vehicle, or even those annoying inspection stickers. So this thing just does wonders. All you have to do is just get the edge started. Then you could just use your other hand to help pry out the sticker. And here you can see some residue from this particular sticker here that I took off. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I use for this kind of stuff. And here it is, Goo Gone. I've been using this thing for years in removing all sorts of residue from stickers, and it works great. I know there's plenty of people out there who can relate to when you're taking your registration sticker off and you've just got this ugly residue there that's just so tough to remove. But with this stuff, all you got to do is just apply it with a rag or some paper towel and just rub away, and it'll remove all that residue off of your glass. So as you can see, this thing is doing wonders right now. So I'm just gonna do another rub here, and just for good measure, to make sure that everything is all cleaned off on the inside here, and all those other scuffs are just stuff from the outside. And here I'm just gonna wipe everything off with a fresh towel. And now I'm gonna take this spray bottle here with some water, and I'm gonna clean off the entire glass, because I don't want any dust on this when I'm putting on the film, because that will prevent it from adhering properly to the glass. And so you want to make sure that's very clean, and then you're going to take a towel and just dry it off, and this is going to prep it perfectly for your film. So this is the frosted glass window privacy film that I got off of Amazon, and this is 17.5 inches wide and 78 inches long. I'm going to include a link in the description so you guys can check it out if you want to purchase it off of Amazon. And so I'm just going to open it up and show you what's included in the package. So the first thing that is in here is a knife, and this looks like a squeegee head. And we also have the handle to the squeegee. And the last thing is a little tiny spray bottle here. And so that is meant to be filled with water. Now this squeegee head just slides right into the handle like this, and you're good to go. So it's nice that they include the tools necessary to do the job. This is also a nice sharp knife, so when you need to cut the film, when you apply it, it will be easy. And once again, this is the spray bottle, and it opens up pretty easy. Alright guys, so I've discovered that I ordered the wrong size, and it's too late to return this. So I'm gonna make this work by innovating, because I cannot roll it from the top down, so I'm short 3 inches there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do sections where this grid actually stops, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I'm gonna do that. I'm basically going to take a tape measure, lay it out on the floor here, and then I'm just going to roll this out, and then I'm just going to draw a line to where I need to cut. Now this doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be slightly bigger than what you actually need. This way you can just trim off the edges. So here I'm going to use a scissor to cut this, and as you can see, this is all frosted film. So the next thing you want to do is you want to apply water onto your window. And so I'm using this spray bottle here that came with the package, and it's just not giving me the amount of water that I want. So what did I do? I ended up swapping it out and using the bigger spray bottle. And here we go. Look at that. That's the amount of volume of water that I really need. And so I recommend just using your own spray bottle if you have one laying around. So what you want to do is you want to peel the protective layer off of the frosting, and you're just going to lay the frosted piece right on top of the window where you sprayed. And now you're going to use your squeegee and you're going to work out all these bubbles and all the water that's behind the film, and it'll adhere to your window. And this is why it's so important to clean your window before you apply this stuff. Otherwise this stuff won't hold on the way it should. So now I'm going to use a square here, and right in the middle of this grid I'm actually going to cut the film, and then I'll join the next section right underneath this piece. So what I'm doing is I'm just matching this up to the outer grid, and the inside grid will match up directly with the outer grid. And so this will just give me a nice seamless look, because unfortunately I ordered the wrong size. So I'm just innovating here. So if you take a closer look, you'll see that I stopped here in the middle of this grid here, and I'm going to continue at the bottom of that piece and work my way down to the other section of this grid here in the middle, and then I'll put the last piece in at the bottom. So I'll end up with 3 pieces. So here again, I'm just spraying water generously all over the window here, and then I'm just gonna apply my film right on top of that. And the great thing about this is it's very forgiving. So if you happen to lay it down incorrectly, as long as you have enough water on the window, you can just pull it right back off and just readjust it and slap it back right on there. So you can see me here just lifting this off and readjusting it so I can get it in the position that I want it to be. And once I got it there, I'll just start using the squeegee again, working the water and any bubbles out from behind of the film, and just working my way downwards to get all that water out of there. Once again, I'm just going to use my blade and this straight edge here to just trim off the excess that's overhanging on this part of the grid. So I'm using the outer grid as a guide to cut in the middle here to remove this section once again, and then we'll just lay down our last piece. And I'll use a squeegee to kind of straighten things out here. Anything that's peeling, I could just work my way through it and get all that water and bubbles out. Now you'll notice that every time I'm putting a new piece on, I'm spraying more water on it, and that's just to make sure that it has enough lubrication and enough water to work with the film. So for this last piece, I'm just working my way all the way through until I get to the bottom, and the squeegee is going to do all the work here, just getting everything adhered to the window. And I'm using the blade now to cut any excess off the edges around the window. You want to take your time, try not to force it, and that should come right off very easily. And at the end, you want to come back again and just use your squeegee to get all the bubbles and all the water out. At this time, you just want to take your time and make sure you work any kind of bubbles or any water that may be sitting behind the film. You just want to squeegee it out and just make sure it's all set and ready to go. So as you can see, I can't see anything much from the outside, although it will let in quite a bit of light. And on the other side of the door, of course, it's going to look the same, where no one can really see exactly what's happening inside. So I took the opportunity of actually painting the inside grid white when I took it off. And that is because I would have had to tape up everything to avoid painting the glass. So this was just much easier, and so I was able to slap a nice fresh coat of white paint on here before I reinstall it. And again, when reinstalling this, you want to just take your time and just work it in there and make sure everything fits nice and snug, because you want it to be snug, especially during the winter time, to be able to keep that cold air out. You want to make sure that you don't compromise the energy efficiency of the door. Overall, this film worked out really well. So if you have any of your windows at home that you just want it to be frosted so you can have some added privacy, then this thing works really good. Apart from privacy, it actually looks attractive too, and it will allow light into the home. So overall, I really like the way it turned out.